a hit song that everybody has heard and a hit television show, and you get the chance to intro.
And the thing is, too, even with Joe Budden, because people kind of forget, on that show, he was kind of a joke. And his life was kind of a joke. People were making fun of him.
For sure, he was a meme for a second.
And he was mean, which I understand. Hey, look,
chasing the kids with the rocks,
exactly.
all that
if
stuff.
If everybody in the world is messing with you, like, you got to say something. And people don't care about celebrities. They'll be like, whatever. You're supposed to be happy that you're here. No, nigga, leave me the fuck alone.
It takes time.
He's so the thing about Joe that's lit is that it's the authenticity.
Yeah.
Because he genuinely, when you watch him, he don't take himself that serious. They were messing with him, and he has a flag in the ground that's like, all right, y'all tripping now.
You came to my house.
Yeah, y'all tripping.
Yeah, but he wouldn't make fun of himself.
I think that's what it takes when we talk about anything in terms of entertainment, like the whole 10-year thing.
Yeah.
You've got to grind out 10 years just for the chance to be a newcomer.
Yeah.
When I'm seeing people talk about like Kim the Man, and they're like, yo, she kind of blew up. Kim the Man has been doing stuff for a while. Right. You know what I'm saying? Absolutely. Like, it's a while. So when you talk about like the Kim the Man, you talk about any kind of newcomer, like we were talking about, like now Baby Keem is like a thing. But for a while, it was like, oh, you're the Kendrick Lamar hype man. Like, I don't know why you...
K-Dot. Yeah, that's what I was finna say.
K-Dot, you was the hype man. Meg Thee Stallion was
Rob always tells that story about Meg Thee Stallion and you and him.
Oh, dog. We was at South by Southwest. It was a show for Beat King, which Beat King did not show. Like, Beat King had another show that got booked. He had to go do something else. So it's like, but Meg Thee Stallion was going to be there. I'm not going to, and you know how South by Southwest shows, especially the off South by Southwest, the industry that South by Southwest creates.
This is mad early Meg Thee Stallion.
Super early. That industry that it creates, is like you get a lot of people that just book shows, pop up. We had did a show the next day that was like, hey, these people are going to be here. I said, oh, that's Meg Thee Stallion. I want to come see what that's about. Right. So it's me, Rob Gillette, we there, we chilling. It's a rapper show. Yeah. And rapper shows can be a little sparse sometimes. It's a lot of spitters coming up. And then it's getting to the end of the night. And when I say end of the night, it's probably like 7, 8 o'clock. Okay. We've been here for a minute. And then it just, the room start filling up. With the bar start filling up some more. And it's like she came walking down the street with people, like her fans. She came in, walked on stage, immediately started performing. Room is packed. Energy has completely shifted. Yeah. Rob and I are sitting at the table looking around like, because like a second ago, this place was empty, right? She do 3, 4 songs. She go, all right, hotties, we going to the next spot, and walked off that stage, and the whole bar emptied out. The people she came with left. Yeah. The people that were there already followed. Yeah. And it's like, that was early her. Yeah. But you just got a chance to see where it's like, before
Rock Nation,
before all of that. Yeah. But before Hot Girl Summer, before Wendy Stills, this is somebody trying to grind up and get a deal working on South by Southwest stages. But at that time I had seen her, I'm like, oh, she's posting videos of her and like Mos Def in a car. I'm like, obviously you are doing something business-wise. You understand. Your mother understands how to like make these moves happen. But there's also certain things about seeing star power. There are certain people you see and you're like, oh, wow. Yeah. Like, that you can't deny that. Right. You know what I'm saying? So this person obviously got that. It's just a matter of time. Yeah. So there are certain artists you see where it's like, you see Kim the Man like building out a fan base. It's like, I'm building out a fan base. Right now, I'm seeing it with when those videos come out of Mona Leo doing her concerts, and you're like, oh, okay. And hopefully all's well with Mona Leo as she's working on. She had some health issues, had to cancel some shows. But when you see her doing the gospel call and response to the thing, and people are posting the video, it's like, yeah, you building out the fan base. Right. But it take like 10 years. And remember, we was here. We saw Mona Leo when she was doing the knocking pictures off the wall. Yeah. It take like 10 years to be like the new person. Right. The new person on the scene. And for a lot of people, if you're there watching the person try to be the new person, at year 4, you're like, dog, you ain't made it yet.
Oh, that's so annoying.
You still doing that thing?
That's the way they look at us. You still doing that little podcast? Yeah. Yes, we still doing that little podcast. Black and ugly as ever. However, we're still here. And I'm still polo down to my non-existent socks. It's loafers today. It's me. It's Avery. Ding. And I'm with my brother here.
Jess Devon.
And we are In My Humble Opinion podcast, where the opinions are humbled and the words aren't jumbled. And today, actually, we got a good guest today, all right? I like rap music a lot, right? It's been about expression and emotion based on the experience one has. There are many styles, right? Hot take from me, not Devon. All right, rap, honestly, it can really be a talentless job. Like, hear me out. Hear me out. All right. If you don't give a shit about it, like, if you care about it, it's different. But you can just, throw on a beat, say some repetitive chant, have a video with the shaky booty girls. I like those videos. I like those type of songs. I like them a lot, though. But then, if you care about it, you get greatness. You get your Kendricks. You get your Nas's. You get your... I almost said Drake. No. You get your Jay-Z's. Our next guest cares about it and takes this craft very serious. No wasted words, breaths, pauses, phrases. Everything he says has a purpose. His purpose has been to motivate you to stay the course. A West Fuqua kid who's earned the moniker, earned it, the Southside Basquiat. He's been featured on NBA 2K22, The Today Show, Rap Caviar, which is like the most powerful musical entity. Like, let's be honest about what it is. If you're on Rap Caviar, ding, 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 you did something right. I mean, I put out music all the time, and it never hits Rap Caviar. I'm playing, I don't put out no music. But, like, he's featured on the NCAA halftime show with Bun B. I mean, these are just a few accolades. He fits the description of a young legend making a living. With the EP Grand Prix available for streaming right now, BuddieRoe, ladies and gentlemen.
BuddieRoe.
Thank y'all for having me.
We do a little clap for BuddieRoe. How's it going?
Appreciate it.
All right. That was good, giving all the accolades to really make sure people know all the stuff you've done. First of all, you got your arm over... No, your other arm. Sitting right there, all that. Okay, so look, let's start off just so people know where we are starting. Tell us what that is.
That's the title for the H-Town rap battle. So that's kind of like the start to this journey, in a lot of ways. Not the very beginning, but because I started releasing music in like 2015. The H-Town rap battle happened at the end of 2017. Mm-hmm. It was like 250 artists from the city. It was put on by Doe Beezy, who's a legend.
Shout out to Doe.
And he just, had us out there. It was like a 5-week competition, and amazing spitters came from it. Big Bad Cab was in it. That's who I was in the finals with. Nick the Skits, who became my bro. He doing his thing. He toured with Tech Nine and Lupe. It's been some people that's came from that whole vein. So yeah, man, I was the one who walked away with the gold though.
I see. Okay.
Yeah.
And we were talking earlier because you were saying like, I might actually start displaying like. Some people might be like, nah, you still carrying around that belt?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? For 27, and you're like, I'm going to start. I need to start. Because you weren't really showcasing this all the time.
No.
Why are you now at the point where you're like, let me start showing the accolades?
Man, honestly, I had a talk with my bro Stocks. You know what I'm saying? And Stocks, I knew since 2017 as well.
Fantastic marketer, which is why this is a fantastic marketer, which is why this conversation is important.
For sure, absolutely. And Doe introduced me to him in 2017, and we actually started getting cool like last year. Yeah. Actually like really tapping in with each other, and he was like, "Bro, you've done so much, like
and everything."
maybe it's like the association. You know, maybe people are in associating you. Because I was telling them about how many times people would just say like BuddieRoe in a general setting, and then someone would just turn around and be like, "Bro, you BuddieRoe? I didn't, bro, you hard." And he was like, "Yeah, I used to get the same thing." He was like, I used to get the same thing until I start carrying around a cane. And it's like when he started carrying around a cane, people was able to be like, "Oh, yeah, that's Stocks, the one that carry around a cane."
Yeah.
And so instead of him being a faceless name, now they're able to associate his face with a thing and with the music.
Yeah.
And so my first project doing it was like I went to the Dios Adidas release, and again, like this belt is almost 10 years old, and I just wore it there just on some like, you know what? Let me take it out for a stroll. Let me try the theory out. And people just were walking up to me like, "Oh, let me take a picture. So now I'm in their phone.
Yeah.
You know, that's a whole nother level of association. So it's like the people that will look at it and be like, "Oh, why you carrying this whole thing around?" are just people that don't get it. And that's okay. Because the people that get it, gonna get it. And the people that want to take pictures and put me in their phone, they're gonna be the ones that really matter, not the people that don't get it.
Exactly. You're gonna keep carrying it around?
Yeah.
Definitely. I mean, because nobody like gets mad at if Jordan has his rings.
Right.
Nobody gets mad if LeBron has his rings. That's a ring. Like it's a literal belt for rapping better than everybody.
The only one too.
Yeah.
It's the only one.
Look at that.
And I think, so when we're talking about the idea of marketing, there's a lot of things we associate with top artists that when they were doing it first starting out, it's kind of weird. Look, it's weird for Curtis Jackson to walk through Queens with a bulletproof vest on all the time. But that's also the thing that makes you stand out from everybody else. I was talking about earlier, DaBaby, where I had seen so many videos of DaBaby, so I knew who he was, but I never really associated with anything until it was the diaper at South by Southwest.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, oh, that's the guy that got pressed on that film shoot in Atlanta and then pressed back. Right. You know what I'm saying? So it is a thing, but it's like, unless you're like hyper involved in keeping up with it, where we follow music a lot, so we are involved in keeping up with it. But unless you're not, like, if I'm talking about Ken the Man, I remember Ken the Man when she was that video where she had the little panda bear head on.
Right.
And she would walk. There are certain things that separate you from everybody else that while you're trying to grind up, it just look different. They're going to be like, why you got that belt on?
Right.
Man, why you got that belt?
Andre 3000.
Belt on.
Right.
Yeah. He was rapping amazing. And then that third album came out and he was like, shoulder pads, furry pants. And we were like, dude, you're like a rap god.
And he was rapping amazing the whole time. He was rapping amazing on that first album when they just looked like dudes from Atlanta.
Right, exactly.
They look like dudes from Atlanta. And the truth is, it's like, Big Boy was like, I'm going to just keep on dressing rare. The funny thing is, Andre started dressing more flamboyant. And people really look back, Big Boy did start incorporating more elements of style into his clothes. Because otherwise, it's like, yo, we just look like everybody else.
Yeah.
Right.
We just look like everybody else. Luckily, Big Boy was with somebody that's like, oh, I'm going to wear a drum major
like
outfit.
a 1970s couch.
Right.
Yeah.
Pimp and Bun.
Yeah.
Pimp and Bun. You got Bun who more like, I'm going to just keep it street fashion, you know, keep it cool. Pimp, you know, stepping out with minks on. You know what I mean? So it's like, you know,
and knowing the importance of what some people understanding the importance. Nobody was like, oh, Bun can't rap, Pimp can't rap. But it is something to be said on Big Pimpin' where he's like, I want to be in front of this car and get me a mink. Dog, it's really hot outside.
And
give me a mink.
Right. I'm with Eva.
Give me a mink. People are going to talk about this from now on.
Right.
Like, people are going to talk about, and when that song come out, when that song come up, that is always the part of the video they are showing.
Right.
Not even always the thing they are showing.
Even with
that was people forget. That was Jay-Z. That was Jay-Z. Jay-Z was like, now I know people like to Rock Nation and da-da-da-da. But like, Jay-Z is Jay-Z. And at that time, Jay-Z was
untouchable.
Hotter than fish grease.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
And
And then Bun B.
Bun and Pimp hopped on that,
Bun
and
B
people
puts out his
forgot.
best verse.
Like, oh,
Yeah.
Jay ain't.
crazy.
Yeah. Bun put out his best verse,
Yeah.
and then Pimp came,
And then Pimp came,
gave a verse that the only verse that people really want to remember.
Quotables.
A bar.
It's the quotables,
Yeah.
bro.
The DJ comes out smoking out, throwing up. That's
Yeah.
it. That's all it is.
Kendrick made a song based off of that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? For sure.
I think about that.
Cool.
Oh,
My boy.
Yeah.
what was the Dungeon Family song? Andre 3000.
Window? Oh, okay.
Somebody get a pin because they tested. Remember?
Watch for the hook.
Watch for the hook.
Yeah. Somebody get a number
Watch
2
for the
pencil 'cause
hook.
they test.
Got everybody on
number
it.
2 pencils because they test.
Andre 3000 get on and say 4 bars, like in the very beginning, and literally just say, somebody get a number 2 pencil because they tested me. And then he repeat it, and then he get off the mic. It is the hardest verse on the song. And here's the funny thing. I know everybody was mad at that man. I know Git was like, dog, I'm spitting my life. This man came on, and I said, I know he hopped in that booth, and like he probably just pushed the mic out when he was done. He's like, oh, dog, that's it.
Yeah.
That's it. You don't want to say nothing else?
Yeah.
No.
It might get in the way of what I already said.
And that is part of the marketing aspect of everything. Like, it's like when you talk about like the greatness of rap, like there are certain things, like if you do them well, it's not just the lyrical ability. It's also how you're gonna market out the lyrical ability. Audience, I don't know if y'all know where it's gonna go, but we're gonna be talking about like marketing and stuff like that
And rapping.
from a Houston perspective, and we're gonna talk about rapping. So if that's not your thing, one, I don't know why you're here. That's kind of the only thing we really talk about.
Pretty much.
And two, you know, I don't know, fast forward if you don't like it. So
Don't
yes.
do that. Stay on every
Well,
second.
yeah. Walk away and let it play, because that
Yeah,
gets
just
us
let
the
it
views.
play.
Walk
Hi-
away and let
hi,
us play.
Dad. Hi,
Yeah,
Larry.
yeah. If you're a Zero fan, you know, have the same enthusiasm that y'all have for Zero
Zero.
as y'all have. Hey, come on, we still get questions about Zero. I'll be like,
For
hey,
sure.
I appreciate it.
Man, this is
Love
the thing
Zero.
too, because we're gonna get. Hey, man, y'all talk about y'all want to know what's happening in Houston. All right, this is the thing. When we talk about Houston, everybody brings up 2005. What's happening in Houston? Where's Bun B? Where's Zero? That was 2005. It's 2026. The radio ain't gonna play it. You got to come here. This is current. This is now.
Yeah.
He is now. You want to know what's happening? In my humble opinion, it's BuddieRoe. Anyway,
That's good. That was good. So we talk about, and the thing is, talking about the idea of marketing, I think one of the hardest things that we're talking about in this particular city is marketing yourself as an artist. What have been some of the pitfalls, or just kind of the thing that you've had to work through as you're learning the industry for you, from your perspective?
Man, that's such a loaded question.
Yeah,
'Cause
yeah.
it's like, you know, you learn something every day. You step out, and so I think, you know, ultimately it's just embracing the journey and taking notes of what you learning, so that you don't make the same, you know, mistakes, and you can actually progress from whatever you witness. You know what I'm saying? Sort of like with the marketing or something like that. It's like, okay, if I never try it and I never have the experience with people being like, oh, let me see what does this mean? Then I never know what that's gonna do. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
I think really embracing the journey, but like if we're talking about certain battles as well that I've witnessed, I think it's just like people's perception of where they think you are versus like where you really are, on both ends of the spectrum. You know what I mean? Like people that feel like you're lesser than who you are, and you got to be like, hold on now, like nah,
so disrespectful.
don't. Yeah, exactly. And then the other end of people that's like, bro, you like, I literally was, you know, I like being around opulence. I ain't gonna lie. So I was like at a place in River Oaks getting some food, and somebody was like, oh yeah, you rich, you know what I'm saying? I even had a cousin that hit me up and was like, rich rapper. Like, they ain't seen me in a long time. They just looked and they saw the accolades. I was like, rich rapper. I ain't gonna say no to that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm all about affirmation. So yeah, but at the same time, it's like dealing with those things, you know, like y'all really don't know what the day-to-day look like. And it's like so many assumptions that come your way as an artist, and it's just like, you just kind of got to power through it and be like, all right, I know what the reality is. I can't really pay too much attention on what people feel like the reality is, rather it's good or bad. So I think that's kind of like the biggest thing. It's more like mentally, like being strong enough to be like, I don't care what people think.
I'll give you some advice. Tell your family, don't let them call you rich rapper. I know, I know, but don't let your family. They see you, they're like, man, I saw him at River Oaks, and they're gonna start asking you for money. They're gonna start asking you for money.
That belt, they're gonna start asking you for money.
But see, that's the thing, though. The people, I've always carried myself relatively like in a tight circle. Relatively, I definitely have. And me and my wife even talk about that. Like, I think I got a really good way of compartmentalizing people, where it's like I might be really cool with somebody, but they still in this compartment where they are not as close as like my inner circle, but we vibe. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think people really feel comfortable approaching me like that because we ain't got that relationship for real. And I ain't really got a problem with like boundaries. You know what I'm saying? Like, even with the people that I do love, it's like sometimes they be having to tell me like, maybe you could be a little bit more tactful with how you tell people like the truth. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think I got a problem with boundaries.
Oh, you're like me. I get it.
Yeah.
Yeah, nobody does that to me in my family. They know.
But the family don't like you.
Because I got boundaries. Plus, you got a big boundary over here. He came in with his dad. His dad over here looking like Popeye. Yeah. Like, God, he look like WWE champion. His dad came in here. I'm like, man. Like, if you got your father around, like, ask me stupid. Like, yeah.
Nah, that's for sure, man. It's tight. It's tight knit, and I keep family around. And even the people that's like friends, that if they're like consistently around me, they like family for me. Like, I always like to say, I feel like Dom from Fast and the Furious. Like, everybody not blood, because it's certain people that's blood that you can't, and they know it. They know it.
You're also, but when we also talk about the idea of just perception, because you've had some major, like, NCAA game performing. You have the verse with Bun, which we're gonna get in the verse with Bun. We also get in another verse, which like it's a dichotomy of how you deal with the veterans. But let's I mean, like the NCAA. Okay. Talk about the performance, that reading with a rapper thing, on everything, on how that came about, and then
So of course, have been grinding for so long. Things usually snowball into the next thing. You know what I mean? So then I'm coming off these major sync placements with Warner Brothers, with the Matrix Resurrections, and 2K22. Adidas, with the Rockets. You know what I mean? Like, it was just so many back-to-back things. And then, I was approached, because I had already been working with Reading with a Rapper on and off, like just on one-offs, but then they approached me with like a partnership. And, I was like, cool, because, I started rapping with the intent to make a difference anyway, so when they came with it and they wanted to do a project where we actually took it and made it a ELA curriculum, I was like, yeah, let's do it. And so we did it, and I was like, okay, well, we had this thing going on with the NCAA. It's kind of like they want to see how we do first before we take it to another level. We want to see if they could, have us do halftime. The very first halftime as well. Like, nobody's ever done a halftime show at the NCAA. So I'm in the history books for that. And it was my show. A lot of people think it was Bun. Like, it was me featuring Bun. But so we did a bunch of like, kind of like trial shows for the children and stuff like that, in front of the execs and board members of the NCAA, before they were like, okay, cool. Like, yeah, we like what y'all doing. Let's do it. And April, I believe 3rd, 2023.
Yeah.
We hit the stage with TSU, Ocean of Soul, Bun B, and history was made.
As we're getting ready to go in the verse, I mean, talk about the interaction, or just like the relationship you have with Bun B.
Bun is, man, somebody that's been vouched for me from the jump. And I'm gonna have to say Bun and Queenie, like both of them. You know, Bun is the more front facing character because obviously, like everybody looks at him. She low key, but like from the beginning of my career, she was like, Buddy's a star. Like Buddy's a star, and that happened at the H-Town rap battle too. So like literally, we got to the championship round, and they kept making me go like round after round after round. And truth be told, Big Bad Cab, that's my bro. I love him. You know, every time I see him, we have such a like competitive nature amongst ourselves. Every time I see him, he doing something competitive, and he like, you want to bet on it? I'm like, bro, no, I'm good. But like, you know, in all honesty, just me being a rapper, I felt like I was winning every round. You know, and I think that, and I also know Cab was more popular than me at the time too in Houston. And so every round it was kind of like the OGs, you know, Slim and Willie D and all them. They was like, they was making it a stalemate. And Bun and Queenie was over there like, nah, bro, Buddy winning. Y'all tripping. Buddy winning. You know, you could hear it in the background of like the visuals that they have out on YouTube. And you know, afterwards, I ended up winning the H-Town rap battle after like 8 rounds. And Bun got on stage, put his arm around me. I had started working with Bone, which is one of his managers. And then probably 2 weeks later, I was just chilling at the house, and I got a call from Bone, and it was like, "What you doing tonight?" And I was like, you know, writing or something. You know what I'm saying? He was like, "You want to perform at Rap Caviar?" And I was like, "Of course." Of course, like, let's do it. And Bun brought me out, and it's just been a series of, that's one that everybody got to see, but it's been a series of times where Bun and just hit me up randomly, even outside of, you know, me working with Bone. When I stopped working with Bone, Bun got my number personally and was like, "Hey, bro, do you want to come do this? Do you want?" And every time it's been a situation where it's been a great look. Bun and put money in my pocket, you know what I mean? Just like stuff that, when you hear the stories about how he didn't help like Lil Flip and how UGK didn't help Lil Flip, it's a generational thing where his character is undeniable. That's why, like, we'll talk about him. I'm like, bro, it's hard pressed for me to say anything bad about Bun. And it's not because he do stuff for me. It's because it's proven over and over that he try to look out for everybody. And I done seen where everybody's coming to ask him for stuff. So many people come ask him for stuff, and he tries. So like, he's just a dude our relationship is just, that's an OG that's truly in my corner, that truly believe in me, and wherever he can help me, I know that he is gonna help me. I get advice from him when I can, and you know, that's it. That's just a big bro to me. That's my OG, and that's probably the only person that I could really consider that raps as a OG to me. Like, that's my OG.
Did he give you the burger recipe?
Nah.
He didn't give you that. Okay.
Nah. You probably have to talk to you. Have to get in the room with him and Andy.
I'm about to say, nobody's getting that. Nobody's getting that recipe.
Yeah.
What's that?
That's the Krabby
like?
Patty formula. You're not getting that.
That's what I think about it, because I try at home and I can't get the smash right, but it is what it is.
For sure.
But like, what's that feeling like for you to be able to look up to somebody like a Bun B and then have them embrace you because of your rap? What does that feeling like for yourself?
Bro, it's so crazy because I believe Riding Dirty came out in 93. Was it 93?
Yeah,
It's about Riding Dirty is like 96.
96 was the one before
Was that 96?
Yeah.
With Don Perry on.
Supposed to bubble. 95.
Okay. That makes
And
sense.
then what was the
That
one
makes
before
sense.
that? Hard to Swallow.
Too hard.
Too Hard to Swallow. And so that was 92. That was 92, I believe.
You're good.
You're good.
I believe that was 92. That's when my mama and daddy got together.
Okay.
So literally, I came out
That's
the
why he
womb. Yeah, not for real. I came out the womb listening to UGK. One time for Mother's Day when I was like 17, I was starting to, I don't know what it was. I was probably starting to make some money or something, like some type of job or whatever. And I actually, for Mother's Day, got my mama a vinyl of Riding Dirty. That's how like deep it goes as far as like growing up on UGK. And then when I did the session for induction, Bun actually was able to sign the vinyl. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So it's like a full circle moment. Every time it's surreal because they really love me. Like it's not even just like a facade. It's like it was a point I didn't see them for like a whole probably like year and a half, and then Bun did, I think it was Rock the Bells, and I just pulled up, and it was like a reunion. Everybody was happy to see me. Truck Buck was happy to see me. You know, Bone was happy to see me. Queenie was happy to see me, and I did not expect it, but Bun literally stopped in the middle of his performance and was like, you know, he was like, man, so many people then doubted us and didn't think that we can make it this far. BuddieRoe, I'm talking to you in front of everybody. You know what I'm saying? It's like you would at least seen and at least heard, but now your waves are rippling deeper. You know, like just he took his moment and made it about me and shined the light on me. And it's just it's a relationship I appreciate. It's something that I always cherish, and you know, I always speak highly of.
Yeah. And I think that's one of those things too. Truck, since you were talking about him, had gotten on Instagram and was saying, hey, you know, just so y'all know, Bun is the reason for having this large effect for how people are viewing the rodeo.
The rodeo.
Bun is, and I tell people, it's not
Spring
that
break.
the Houston Livestock Show and rodeo did not exist. It was a very thing that was a part of the city.
Selena went.
Whether it was an entertainment destination for the whole city, no. There were years where we would skip it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? There were years where we'd be like, whatever. Right. But from the very first show that he did, he turned that into a pure destination spot to the point where I'm like, by the third year, I was seeing people that I know from outside the city pop. I'm like, what are you doing here?
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, I'm here for the rodeo. Like, y'all been having this the whole time? It's going to take a few things. I mean, one, Houston got to get used to, you know, people visiting. I'll be telling you.
The hotels are packed now.
We just not the most welcoming city all the way. Well, why y'all all coming here? Y'all coming to pay all this money for the Houston Livestock Show?
Don't act like that.
Yeah, people go all the way and pay a lot of money to go to Disney World.
You were saying
too.
the same thing.
It's a destination. Also, a lot of y'all are not from here. So it's like, all you got to do is be here 5 years. And it's like, why y'all coming here messing up the traffic? I'd like y'all to get mad at whoever's in charge of traffic. We should figure out who that is. It's a person. It's a group. It's a council. You should be emailing them and sending letters.
Or voting, you know, things like that.
But one of the big things, too, talking about the effect that Bun has, and Bun does all things for all people, I think that also gives him kind of I'm trying to remember the saying, no good deed goes unpunished.
Right.
Where it's like you do so much for others, there's an expectation you need to do more. The song that you and Bun had on Lost and Found, where so talk about the coming together of that, because we're gonna get into Lost and Found and then moving beyond. But it's like you are talking to somebody, and you're talking from the perspective of a younger rapper here in Houston, saying a lot of the things that I hear the younger, at least at that time, saying. Like, it's like, man, y'all out here doing all this stuff. Like, you're not doing enough.
Right.
And Bun's response. So talk about just the putting together of that song.
So honestly, it may sound like me and Bun was in the studio together making that. I presented everything first. So I kind of laid out the format for, like, all right, this is the way I want to approach it. This is finna be a big moment. I didn't want to make it solely about me. Someone told me before, they're like, you're really an artist. Like you're an artist for the artist. And I kind of took that on like, okay, well, with this moment, there's a bunch of artists that's not gonna ever get a feature with Bun. That are on a come up and everything, and they have relationships with me, cool with me. I'm like, how can I say something for them? Cause I am really like how J. Cole say, like a middle child. Like I'm literally someone who has access to the people that's made it out of Houston and the people that's trying. And I'm kind of just like in this middle. So I'm like, I can actually use this to present these different conversations that I'm hearing. Cause I'm in this room and I'm seeing Bun literally get asked stuff from this popular artist, this popular artist, this popular artist, and them and having to sometimes stand his ground and be like, hey man, y'all asking me too much. But for the most part, being like, bet I got you. And
also, he understands the importance of networking because that's why those shows were so incredible. His ability to bring every year multiple artists from multiple different regions.
Right.
Just like on some like Bun Called.
Yeah.
Said come through.
For sure. So like I just feel like I had a unique perspective to present that song. And it's like nobody can say from the things that I've done with no help. I ain't gonna say no help, but like without Bun's help or without the OG's help, nobody can say what I've done. You can't take credit away from me. You can't say, oh, he's just an artist that's like disgruntled or nothing like that. No, you can't invalidate my experience because I have success without any OG assistance as well. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I got both of those. So I'm not just somebody coming with complaints. I'm coming with legit positions and perspectives, but also having the understanding that I know Bun is gonna be able to present the reality in a different way because I seen it. I seen that he's somebody that really is trying to help somebody, and he can't always help everyone. You know what I'm saying? So I just knew that he would catch that alley-oop, and I just had to kind of lay out the format for him.
Did it give you? Oh, go ahead.
When you initially wrote the song though, like what was your feeling? Like were you going to present it to Bun, or was it just coming from a place of you really had questions for the industry in itself?
Nah, like it was a presentation because I know how I feel. You know what I'm saying? But it's like again,
how do you feel?
That's what we're getting to.
I feel like it's some validity to that.
Okay.
And I don't think it's with Bun. That was the unique thing about it, because it's like, okay, I could present these things, and it's the perfect person to present it with because he doesn't do those. He doesn't do the little things to slight artists. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? He don't do those things. Everything he does to help. So this is the perfect person to present this with because I know he comes with a more healthy perspective of.
Because you have other verses.
Yep.
Well, you have other verses. So that's the thing where we're talking about. So you have other verses where it's that song really felt like it was like, hey, I ain't got no problem with Bun.
Yeah, for sure.
Bun as an OG, cool.
It's calm before the storm, baby.
Yeah.
Now the rest of y'all, it's like I do have it. So let's kind of get into that. Like what. When you say there is some validity, all right, and I am speaking rather vaguely, not because out of scare, but out of messiness, because I'm messy, and I know people are like, oh, is he talking about da-da-da? Go listen.
Yeah.
Go listen. But there is a thing where you're like, in terms of you, where you're talking about, okay, there's some validity. What do you mean by that?
Right. So I think you hitting that like the song "No Friends, No Worries."
Yes.
And so the validity, man, it just come from just being honest. You know, like a lot of times, as artists, you're told to kind of like play the politics and just like stay quiet.
Yeah.
But like for me, the hip hop in me, the real person in me, the man in me, it's like if I got something on my heart and on my mind, I'ma say it. And I think that's one of the things that kind of be taking people by surprise a lot of times because I am quiet and people may perceive me.
I was surprised.
Yeah, people may perceive me a certain way. Yeah, they may perceive me a certain way, but the people that really know me know that like I'm only gonna say what need to be said. Like I'm I'm not looking for a moment, but if I have something to say, I'm gonna say it. So yeah, man, like absolutely. It's definitely been many scenarios with numerous OGs that I wasn't a fan of. Not because there wasn't a level of support. I'm okay with it being like, okay, this might not be the type of guy that I just want to get, to the next level, or I want to help. That's fine. But it's literally been scenarios where, why are you doing this?
What do you mean, why are you doing this? Are they dropping salt on your name? Are they
No.
Like,
it's
what?
literally like instead of literally doing things to hinder momentum.
Okay.
And you didn't have to put yourself in that position. So like we say in that song, like Slim Thug literally got on his Instagram live after I won that H-Town rap battle saying, let's do a song on Rest in Peace Michael Watts mixtape that he doing tapes again. So we hopped on Motorsport by the Migos. Yeah. I didn't ask for that opportunity. I was grateful for it. You know what I'm saying? Like super duper grateful for it. But when I got on it, Momentum, me and Doe Beezy got on it. Doe hit me up. Everyone's excited about it. But when it came to time for it to be posted, Slim wasn't posting it. And it had to be like a kick in the butt from like Doe Beezy for it to get posted. And it was like, why? You know what I'm saying? Then when we got the response, it was like, oh, it don't sound like a freestyle to me. You know what I'm saying?
I'm sorry, what?
Yeah, and it was just like, why? Like, you know what I'm saying? This could be a moment that's...
So it wasn't like, this is act. Because the other thing I would say is like, there are the idea of just to cut people any kind of grace. It's like, it just might have been, there's a lot of stuff going on and I get busy and da-da-da-da-da. And so... Yeah, I mean, there's things besides that. I think about like the Snoop Kendrick Lamar where he's like, "Oh, was you high?" And he was like, "I was."
Yeah, no, for sure. and that's why I leave those things there. I don't try to guess like what someone's intention was. I'm just writing down like this was the experience.
You're feeling.
And I'm like, dang, like, well, why? You know what I'm saying? Because it would help me to be like, why? I don't have no ill will towards you, but it would help me to be like, why? And I feel like me as an artist and as a man, I could put that in my song and present that as a thing. Another thing that we could talk about that I know for sure is like, cause that's another, like even me and Slim's relationship is cool. I see Slim as like,
I'm about to say, so y'all have been able to at least have conversations.
Yeah, for
so
sure.
It's like,
bro, it's a brother.
A lot of times it's communication.
It's a brotherhood. I didn't got into it with Killer Calion. You know what I'm saying?
That's a person you don't want to get into.
And it's like, you know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, I'm a man, he a man. And if I got an opinion and he got an opinion, then we both gonna state it. Like I said, like I'm not someone that's looking for a moment. But if I feel something from what somebody's saying, I'm gonna state how I feel too.
Business.
But we came to a, mutual head or whatever, because again, it's also a brotherhood as well. Like, you're not gonna always agree with somebody. You know me, I would never like get it confused to where it's like me and Killer Calion got beef or nothing like that, because we seen each other at Trio Static and right after that, and it was like it's love. You know what I'm saying? But we just
disagreement.
It's disagreement. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I've had other situations where literally people have asked me to cut my verse on a song that wasn't even theirs. You know what I'm saying? And it's like,
why do you think they felt like you should cut your verse?
I don't know.
Is this like a side thing? Like there are certain artists where they be like, oh, like a side high or a Busta or something like that. Where they're like, oh, I made the verse, and they was just like, oh, I don't want that verse on there.
I don't know, but I know that to me it's a different take when it's not your song.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Like it's to be frank, again, that's the whole like Lil Keke situation. Lil Keke, somebody I grew up on. I'll never disrespect or nothing like that, but that's the honest truth. You know what I'm saying? Like we got a song called H.O.U. Zoo with DJ. That's DJ Hawk's song. DJ Hawk approached me with the song first. I put my verse on there. Then he was like, he wanted to get Keke on there. A couple weeks later, Hawk calling me back talking about Kiki wants you to cut your verse down. I'm like, why? And it had to get to a point where it's like, okay, well, this your song. If you want me to cut my verse down, just take me off of it. Because you approach, why does it matter to him if it's not his song? Why does it matter to him if my verse is however long it's going to be? That shouldn't matter to him, especially if I'm gassing and I'm young. I'm 18, 19, 20. Let me get my stuff off.
And it makes sense, too, because, like, he has the name. Whatever he does on it, if he puts a 16, he already has the name. That's fine. If you do a 32,
right,
that's good for you. Right. So, like, yeah.
But couldn't it also be business structure of the song?
So then, why did it come out then? Ultimately,
so I mean that's the thing.
When I stood on business about, all right, well, take me off, then
I'm with you on that.
Then the song came out.
Exactly,
but the song came out because it's also not his song. Exactly. I'm thinking about the fact that it's like when
Cannabis.
No. I'm thinking about the Jay-Z Big Pimpin'.
Oh, Milk Box.
Where he went back and then they were like, oh, he went back and put it on. And depending on who you ask, some people are like, oh, he went back and put this other verse on there because
Bun B ripped him.
UGK. I mean, both of them, UGK got him.
Again.
But wait. Other people are like, dog, it's just the structure of the business of the song. I can't have somebody on the song that has a longer verse than me in terms of the pure business aspect.
That's true.
Of
the
it.
Breakdown of the splits.
Yeah.
Again. The difference is that's Jay-Z's song.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It wasn't no terms. And even with that, you know what I'm saying? I was just talking to somebody about that too. Transparency is a big thing.
Yeah.
And if I'm young, again, all of this stuff that I'm talking about, I was going through that when I was like 20, 21. Yeah. These people are like 35, 40, all of that. To me, the younger dudes that are looking for or not even younger, if they're just not as experienced with me, I'm breaking this stuff down to them so they understand. You get what I'm saying? So it's not just this is what it is. You know what I'm saying? That leaves room for there to be some type of misunderstanding from somebody that maybe isn't as experienced. You know what I'm saying? And for me, I know that I'm humble and I know I'm looking at these guys as OGs. I'm approaching it like that at first until I'm presented with something different. So for me, if it is something like that, then I feel like it needs to be said versus just cut your verse. And it's like, well, I don't know why you want my verse to be cut on a song that's not even yours.
What we're looking for is you want a more open communicate. Like, I don't know if this city, even industry-wise, necessarily breeds communication.
Right.
Like, at all.
Yeah, no, for sure. A lot of people that's trying to make it, that's more so like in a position like me that's doing this versus already like at their, peak or whatever. They're scared to say stuff because they're trying to hold on to their position or trying to elevate. And it's like, well, maybe if I say something, that's going to make these people not want to work with me. For me, it's like, if they don't want to work with me because I'm telling the truth, then I don't want to work with them either. But to me, I know I'm telling the truth and I'm telling it from a perspective of, y'all can feel the energy. It's not from a perspective of clout chasing. I don't need y'all clout. I don't need y'all, features or nothing like that. I've never asked for them. You know what I'm saying? And that's not a arrogant statement that I'm saying. I'm not saying it like I don't appreciate it, because when I knew that there was going to be an opportunity to have a feature with Slim, have a feature with Lil Kiki, of course I'm like excited. But those are things that kind of made it just like, this is a little bit of a tainted experience, but I'm still grateful for it. But with that being said, I'm still going to be honest about what it is so we can have some level of a conversation. And if they don't want to have that conversation, then.
What propelled you, I guess, even to, I get where it's like, oh, okay, I made the song and I'm talking about these things. But I guess what was the moment where you're like, oh, I gotta say something?
Go time.
I don't know. I don't know. I just be writing, bro. Like my writing is like my life for real. You know what I'm saying? Even when it comes to like Westview Quay kids, stuff that I done witnessed, like, I was never in the streets, but I always, like, everyone that I grew up under was in the streets, and everything is confirmable. Even people that was around on the on the opposite end of things that are in the industry as well, is confirmable. They may be from Mo City and they may be like, you know, a part of YM or one of the gangs that was around growing up, and they like, oh yeah, you from Bridegate. Everything is confirmable about my upbringing. You know what I'm saying? And so I never took the approach, even though I could take the approach like I was doing something more than I actually was doing. Yeah. But I choose not to do that either. I actually state stuff from my perspective on every level. And that's just another aspect of that. That's the truth. That's what I really witnessed. So if someone's get offended by it, that's them. I'm just really speaking my story and telling the truth from my perspective.
That's good that you're speaking your story. What kept you out of like the trouble? Because you're basically, lack of a better word, good kid, Mad City. Yeah. What kept you out of that side of everything?
Man, shout out Neek the Skits. Neek is always talking about like, bro, you like Houston Kendrick.
You really are.
All right. I'm BuddieRoe.
But you're yeah.
But he always say that. That was just funny because you said good kid, Mad City. So I had to shout bro out. But I think what kept me out of trouble is, I would say, like, one is my pops for sure, because again, like, my pops got a unique story where, you know, he from South Park. He was in the streets and everything, you know, got locked up, went to the pen. Came home and then changed his life, raised the family, got a law degree. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like, you know, every generation of the children that he had, all of us kind of, in my opinion, represent where he was in life. So like my two older siblings are gangsters, like, especially growing up. They ain't take much, and I seen it, I witnessed it, and me and my older sister are kind of like, you know, my sister is more studious, and that kind of make me think about when he was like in college getting his law degree. And I think for me, I'm kind of more like anti-system. Mm-hmm. Like, I'm more like, okay, this system really just like, it's crazy because you could try to do the right thing and it still can work against you. Yeah. So I could attribute that to my dad's influence in my life. And I don't think I ever said this, but like my partner Ty and Dale, some guys from Liberty Road that moved to Bridegate, my hood growing up, because, you know, when probably like till age 13, I was kind of like going along that route, you know, of like, I was fighting, I was just, you know, doing the same thing everybody else was doing. But when they moved to Mo City, they kind of showed me, they were kind of like, bro, why you always like on go like that? You know, like the first time I met my partner, Ty, he was like, I was finna fight like 3 people in one day, and I went to all of their houses and knocked on the doors, like, and he went with me, and he was like, bro, why you like that? Like, why you always just
That's
like...
a different type of timing to show up at somebody's house.
Yeah, looking back on it, I'd be like, bro, why was I like that? Man, it was just the environment. But
what school you went to?
I went to Bridegate Elementary. Yeah. Well, let me say this, because my first couple years, we moved to Mo City when I was 5, but I stayed over like in not lived, but like every single day, because I still went to school on the West, was in the Pines of Westbury still till I was like 7. Yeah. So the Pines of Westbury, if you know about it, on the southwest side of town, it's the bricks, you know what I'm saying? It's the projects. But my parents, because they were getting us solidified like in a house and everything, like my pops was working at the plant, my mama was pulling like long hours. So, you know, I wasn't old enough to kind of like ride a bus or walk home by myself or whatever. So I had to stay in HISD schools. I had to stay at Forster Elementary. So then after school, so like from the hours of like 5 a.m. to probably like the evening time, like 7 o'clock when one of my parents was getting off, I was in the Pines of Westbury. So my upbringing was kind of like Southwest and then like Mo City a little bit. So I went to Forster Elementary. I went to Grissom Elementary in Herm Clark. I went to Bridegate Elementary. And then I went to First Colony Middle School.
Because I'm like, when are you showing up at
Huge
people's
shift.
Yeah, that's a huge shift.
Huge shift. And that shift came from one of my partners. Like, you know, I told this story a million times. That's like a huge story in my life. So one of my partners growing up that even got me influenced with music, he was my brother's best friend. He had got killed like a couple streets over from where I was staying. You know what I'm saying? I was probably like 11 or 12, and it was like my first time seeing like a dead body, and it was my partner, you know, that I was just with a couple hours ago. He had just left my house, everything, and we just said Jack in the Box, got a call, made a corner. It was like on Ridge Creek, bent a few corners, and like the coroner wasn't even there yet. Like nobody was there, so we actually saw bro like body with just blood in the driveway, everything. So that was like a crazy experience for me, and my mama was just kind of like, I don't want you going to school. My mama and daddy was like, I don't want you going to school in this environment. So they sent me to First Colony, where I actually like witnessed like racist stuff. so then it was
It's
like
a balance you got to strike between. It's like, oh, okay, I'm trying to be safe for my kids in one aspect, but then I'm gonna send them over here, and then there's
not
a new,
mentally
there's
safe.
a new danger now that I have to worry
exactly.
about.
They tried to put a whole case on me over there for like self-defense. Like I was literally, somebody was trying to bully me. I guess they ain't know, like, again, you know, I say like I present myself as a humble guy, but like if I need to say something, it's gonna be said.
Yeah.
And I guess because like I presented myself like that, this dude was tall too. It's like a big Asian dude. It's like 6'3" and like that. 7th grade. You know what I'm saying? Nah, for real. big boy.
6'3" Asian?
For real.
That's weird.
For real. And like I was coming from band class because I was taking band, and he just kept on like bumping me. I thought he was playing at first. And I was like, bro, just chill. And he bumped me again a little too hard. And I was like, I pushed him back. Then he like did something. Like he had like, probably tried to slap me or something. And I just like weaved it in. That was it. Like next thing you know, they was putting like zip ties on my hands and stuff like that. You know, and had me in the.
He said that was it.
In the front office. And
You know how crucial it has to be when somebody describes a fight.
Yeah.
Somebody describes a fight and doesn't describe it at all.
Yeah.
That's it. That was it.
The man said yada yada yada.
Yeah.
You know, okay. So I would say. You mentioned part of the first day where you're like, I was about to go fight 3 people, right?
Yeah.
And you're like, that was a different side. But here's the thing. You're still, I'm not going to say you're confrontational, but you are like, let's talk about this now.
Right.
Like, all right, let's go ahead and talk about this now. Mm-hmm. Where it's like, shoot, am I right about that? Do you feel like you've grown out of the crime? Like, yeah, you're not fighting. They're not zip tying you.
Yeah.
But you are also like, I mean, case in point, we were talking about like Kiki. It's like, you're like, I got what I need. Like, I'm going to just go ahead and talk about it.
Right.
I'm going to go ahead and talk about it. Like, I guess for you, it's not, hey, because I'm also one of those people where I'm like, this city also breeds, because there's just a lack of industry. Talking to Killer Calleon was just on a podcast talking about lack of industry. We've always talked about the lack of industry. Not to say there's a lack. When I say that, I'm not saying there's a lack of talent.
Right, for sure.
I'm not saying there's a lack of ability. I'm saying there's a lack of industry. And that industry, a lot of times, is the communication. Yeah. There isn't necessarily communication. Like, I'm one of those people where I'm a big fan of, like, NOI, Nation of Islam, Muslim idea, where it's like, we hear stuff all the time. If somebody says something about me, if I don't hear it directly, I just assume it's probably a lie.
Right.
Sometimes that don't work in my favor. Sometimes it do. But for overall, I'll just be like, dog, look, they ain't say it to me. So
don't exist.
It's just not important. So even certain things where I'm like, I think about, like, it's like, oh, well, it was said, like, unless they said to me directly, I need to do this, because you never know what happens in the game of telephone.
Right, for sure.
You never know what happens out here in terms of like, oh, I said this, and then somebody said, yeah, well, because even when you're talking about the perception of people get that in between. They're like, oh, yeah, I think what he's saying is this. Right. And they telling you that. So, I mean, in your aspect, like, what is it that propels you to want to be like, I need to address this?
Because if it ain't that, then let's say that.
Okay.
If it's love, then it's love, and let's
Okay.
talk about that. Because, like I said, like with Killer Calion, it's love. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
Doe Beezy is his little bro. Doe Beezy is my big bro. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, yeah, we might have a disagreement or whatever, but it's like we had the conversation. It was real. You know what I'm saying? It's not a this guy doesn't exist. I'ma treat him like whatever. You can't do that with me.
Yeah.
Because I already have so much under my resume that is.
But even with that, because of like Adobe, y'all are able to have the conversation.
But you're able to have that conversation with
Yeah.
everybody. Because if I'm able to able to
Yeah.
get on a feature with you, then I'm able to have a conversation with you. You know what I'm
Okay,
saying? So
okay.
it's like everybody not that circles all the way back to the whole Bun B thing. Everybody not willing to have that conversation, and that's a problem.
It is. I agree.
That's a problem
Yeah.
because it's like you're directing a narrative at that point. At that point, it's too many superstars in the city that when people are on the come up and they have different gripes that may be legit, they're calling them complainers, or they saying that, oh, you need to be doing this, and they're doing that. But you're just to ignore you're doing in certain things. You're using your platform to make it like these people are not doing anything, and they are.
I'll be in those lives. I see what he's saying.
So that's a problem. We'll never get further if there's not a legit conversation like me and Bun had on that song.
Yeah.
Bun got the most clout out of all of us in Houston, the most legendary. But he hopped on a song with me, somebody that he respect and got love for, and there was a conversation, there was communication back and forth. So then you could move forward. But if you got the mentality like, oh, this dude, oh, he just clout chasing, or he ain't got nothing going on. Nigga, I'm on the Matrix. What you mean? I'm on 2K. What you mean? I got placements with the Rockets, with Adidas. I get placements every year. I have a sync resume longer than a page. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you can't dust me off to the side, and I feel like it's a lot of that with the OGs, where it's like, are y'all trying to have a conversation, or are y'all trying to direct the narrative?
Okay. No, that I can understand. And then it's also picking and choosing, like, even talking about Bun, because Bun has to pick and choose what conversations are even important. Because, like I said, no good deed goes unpunished. There's a lot of stuff that gets said about Bun. We're watching right now, like, year one, thank you, Bun B, for this show.
Yeah.
Year two, thank you, Bun B, but could you do something different? Year three,
Oh my
Bun, you
God.
still doing this show? Year 4, 5, Bun, can you please come back?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And look, even that Bun, can you please come back? Hey, y'all, just so we have it on the record, because I did write about it. Lizzo's show, incredible.
Look great.
Lizzo's show, incredible. It is a thing where I was like, I'm not saying, I think Bun B should have definitely still been able to have his night. I love that one year they took Bun B off of Heritage Night. Bun B needs his own night.
sure.
We can still have Heritage Night. And Lizzo's show was fantastic. We talk about the ideas of communication. That was Slim Thug, Mike Jones, and Paul Wall doing Still Tipping, where even Paul got online and was like, hey, in the last 15 years, maybe we performed that song together 5 times. 5 times. And it does feel like in a lot of situations, it is like communication that's happened. This is not me even picking sides. Some of y'all might dislike people for the correct reasons. Some of y'all might dislike them for the wrong reasons. But also, there is this consistency, like, dog, we never talked.
Yeah, and the thing is, like, that's a thing to me. Like, don't get it confused. Like, I dislike any of them.
Yeah.
Honestly, I like them. That's why I present it.
Yeah.
I think I look at the bigger picture. I look at the fact that I'm genuinely in a unique position. I'm around people that have more going on for them than me, more clout, more of this, and I have a lot of people that don't, that I'm in communication with. I'm literally, back and forth between the people. So it's not a matter of I don't like somebody or whatever when I'm presenting these things. It's just like this is the truth, and if it's not the truth, let's talk about what the truth is amongst each other. If you respect me, and at the end of the day, like I feel like me in particular, I'm somebody that a conversation is valid with. Period.
Okay,
it makes sense though. It's a healthy form of communication.
Yeah,
if you do go to therapy, they're just gonna tell you to have hard conversations.
Hard conversations. We need hard conversations.
Yeah.
We need hard conversations, and not these because even taking it back, I jumped off the porch in like 2015, bro. I remember that like there was at Prospect Park, there was like a community, there was like a artist community meetup where they were talking about the problems and why Houston is not hasn't moved forward, and it was no real conversation there.
Yeah.
This is before I had any clout to my name or anything. I was there via somebody else just watching, and I'm like,
what were they doing? Drinking?
It was drinking, but it was more so like it wasn't no real conversation. It was straight up like older heads like this is the problem. No, it wasn't the conversation between. It was more so directing of narrative. It wasn't.
Oh, look.
Yeah.
I will say that has consistently, in my eyes, been the problem with a lot of the conversation. Talking about this city as a whole, like it's like we're having conversations, but the focus is not where it is supposed to be. Case in point, like when we started the show, we've always been talking about like, dog, it's industry here. Yeah, I'm seeing people arguing with each other, and I'm like, you cold. I don't know why y'all arguing. It's an industry thing here. Going all the way back to it's like when I see Houstonians get online, you pick up your phone and you start talking about the fact that it's like, dog, I'm in traffic, and like, why are all y'all in traffic? I said, you're in traffic. Like, you mad at them being in a car when you in a car. We're all in cars. We're all adding to the traffic. Right. Who's in charge of the traffic?
Right.
That's who we could all get mad at. If a million of us was like, hey, dog, what are you doing, person in charge that we probably paying money for, that we're doing all this stuff for, that da-da-da-da-da, then we can start moving it. But a lot of times the conversation be having us just pointing at each other, where they're like, oh, see, what the young ones ain't doing is this.
Right.
And it's like, what y'all don't understand is we did this. And it's like, I'm also like, what y'all also did was y'all got a chance to get a touch of industry for a second.
For sure.
There is something to be said. Rest in peace, Michael 5,000 Watts, where it's like T. Ferris, where it's like when you're getting these names thrown out, it's like, yeah, we were a record label.
Right.
And I was in charge of pushing this, and I'm a DJ, and I'm in charge of handling this business, and I'm the business person. I'm like, because this is not a one-off thing where it's like Kendrick Lamar is Kendrick Lamar because of Top Dog Entertainment. Right. And Top Dog Entertainment is Top Dog Entertainment partially because of Kendrick Lamar and all of the other artists that they work with.
Yeah, for sure.
But it's a collective.
For sure.
And that's the big thing where it's like...
But also he's Kendrick Lamar because of also the embracing of he was embraced early on, like from somebody that studied the game. He was embraced early on before the Snoop and all that. He was embraced by Glasses Malone first. Who was a person I wouldn't say is that exactly like me, but in a I could compare him to probably like a Doe Beezy, but with with a lot of mainstream success.
Yeah,
to connect it to like Cash Money and all that. So it's like he was an OG that was like, this guy got talent.
Yeah.
It wasn't this guy got a name. It wasn't this guy got this many followers. It wasn't this guy is already on a trajectory where my shout out don't even matter.
Yeah. And I think to your point even on that, because when you watch the people that get the shout outs, that first shout out that not a lot of people know, I said that shout out is not for y'all. That's for the artist community. The artists that pay attention, like you talk about Glasses Malone, you know who heard that? Snoop.
Right.
Yeah. Snoop might be like, Snoop's like, dog, I'll be busy. I don't be out here all the time. But if Glasses Malone say this the one, I'm gonna take a listen.
Right.
I'm gonna do this. Okay, now I'm on it. So now when Snoop do it, it's all the outside people like, hey, we're not all in tap with this community where we know who Glasses Malone is, and we don't understand the importance of him in this community, but his community does. Snoop is in tap with that, and then Snoop is able to broadcast that out to everybody else.
Right.
So that's important where when Doe Beezy's like, hey, dog, you cold.
Right.
Cool. And Doe Beezy is able to keep on talking about those kind of things. And then it's like, oh, I can show you this person. I can show you this one, to a point where then you get a Bun that's like, he is cold. Right, you know what I'm saying? Right. He is cold. And let me blast you now to the people that I know. And so that's the point of like, when we say things like industry, you know what I'm saying? This is the connection and the networking of people in it. And everybody can, if they're all playing their own lane, because I'm trying to make sure I'm putting all the respect on like a Glasses Malone, because Glasses Malone get his money. Mm-hmm. Glasses Malone knows his spot and he gets what he has to get done. Right. It was important to me that when Glasses Malone was like, hey, who gave y'all the permission to talk about Doechii? Right. I don't like you. Like, I like you. And the industry went, oh, okay, yeah. Well, yeah, you're right. We don't like you. Right. And then you get Aiden Ross like, oh, why don't y'all like? You weren't tapped into this. Mm-hmm. You might have been tapped into some of the people that get a chance to talk to the bigger masses and things like that, but you weren't tapped in.
Look at that. Look at even that honesty though. That's the thing that I be saying too. Yeah. It's like, if you don't rock with it, don't rock with it. Yeah. Move the other way. Move out the way, because at the end of the day, if you having this, a lot of people have this mentality in Houston where it's like, I'm gonna make sure that I have some type of fingerprint on that, and then move away. Okay. But I'm not really trying to do the look for real. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? It's just like a just in case, because he do got talent, it's a just in case, or she do got talent, it's a just in case. And then if you blow up, cool. Now it's like, well, I did this. Versus it being, nigga, I ain't rock with you. Yeah. I didn't rock with you, and that's that. I respect that more than anything. Okay. Because it's straight up clear. Let's have a conversation. If it ain't that, then it ain't that. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I don't rock with you, I don't rock with you. Don't have an energy for me, a weird energy for me when I'm out doing something that's lit. Yeah. When you see me being lit and you want to slap hands and it's weird energy or whatever, but then like when it comes to like, it's not an all-in type mentality. You know what I'm saying? It's very weird. And every artist, guaranteed, when it's air, the only people may feel some way about this are the people that carry that weird energy. It's gonna be way more artists that feel like, yep, that boy telling the truth. Yeah. Because they may treat you like a scrub when you not, because it's ebbs and flows to this whole music thing. So if you wanna ebb and you not really, you in a building mode or whatever, as soon as that flow coming, then they see you performing in front of 1,000 people. That's when the handshakes come, but they don't come when they see you just out randomly doing something or whatever. You on your own then. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it's a weird energy. It's just that. It ain't really authentic.
It happens to us. I get it.
Yeah, so I mean, again, let's have a conversation. If you don't rock with me, don't rock with me.
Just in terms of like, my biggest problem is just like, in terms of industry, I don't mind when people on the outlet, I get people are busy. People lead lives, you know what I'm saying? Like, if people are like, oh, I don't listen to your podcast. I said, there are so many things y'all don't listen to. There are so many forms of media that I don't get a chance to pay attention to, so I can't listen to everything. You got kids, you got work, you got job, you got all that.
I'm not watching your show.
But my concern is always like when people in the industry treat it the same. When they start to take the wave of like, when you're acting like those people, because like it takes a lot for you to be like to his credit, I did see a lot more people shouting out like say Ken, like Ken the Man. I saw more people going like, oh yeah, Ken the Man cold. That's cool. You're saying that when she not hot, but go ahead, you're smiling.
Cause bro, I'm just taking the truth as
go ahead.
I'm here to bear truth, and I realized that because I was playing the fence and not really like and being politically correct, and I feel like hip hop is not a politically correct sport.
It's not.
It's a correct sport. It's a real thing. You know what I'm saying? So for me, what I've realized is, do you think more women get signed out the city or more men?
Women.
Right now?
Right now.
I think because of Meg, it is.
I mean, I'm not saying what because
No. I'm saying right now, I'm like, I think first of all, I don't think anybody's really getting signed out the city. But what I think they're coming down is being like, let me find Meg.
Industry support.
Yes.
It don't have to be. It doesn't have to be signed, but industry support.
Yeah.
So like this is circling back to the disagreement that I had with Killer Leon. To me, I equate it to like Steph versus Bron. You know what I'm saying? We could look at it and you could be like, Steph is the GOAT for this reason, LeBron is the GOAT for this reason. But one of the things that I saw him post was the females in Houston are out rapping the men in Houston. I was like, based on what? Mm-hmm. Because are you basing it on because they're getting more opportunities out of the city? Because I could literally point at the fact that maybe they just fit what the industry narrative want to be.
Yes.
Maybe they just fit what the industry want to push. Well, but you look at the dynamic, you have way different categories of artists that are doing dope things. You got somebody that's hyper lyrical like me, getting sync placements and getting these national looks and everything. And that's one level. You got somebody like Stocks on another level that's talking about investing. And that's a whole different lane. But when you look at, if we gonna be honest about it, and I got respect for these people on a person level. I'm not the bro that's gonna be like, you're doing everything good and just be friendly. I'm the bro that got love for you for real, and I want to see you succeed. But I'm gonna tell the truth too. And the truth of the matter, J. Cole literally just said something sarcastic on the song about like a female going platinum without an ass side. That's the truth. The truth of the matter is when you go to all of the artists that are females that are blowing up out of the city, do they not fit that mold?
I think that's the mold, at least right now. That's the wave.
That's the truth. It's not about like right now, whatever. That's what we're talking about. Yeah. That's what it is. But when you say like out rapping, that's a specific thing. You're not out rapping somebody because you're getting more opportunities than somebody, and the opportunities that you're getting are not based on whether you're good at rapping or not. They're based on whether you're fitting a certain agenda or not. That's the truth. And if I see something and I'm a part of an artist community, I feel like it's a duty with me being somebody that represent a lane of people that are lyricists. I represent the lane of a dough man. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. I represent the lane of these people that really care about bars and the essence of hip hop and all of that. You're not going to say, especially with somebody that carry the weight of a Killer Leon, you're not going to say they out rapping us. That's not fair to us. Because you have the power of narrative. So that's not fair for you to be like, because somebody from Pittsburgh or New York or LA that follow you gonna be like, ain't no niggas in Houston doing their thing that's rapping. All of the females are out rapping them, but you got somebody right here that literally just put out an album, and with every buy of their album, they're giving out a piece of gold. And he's spitting about real game on there. You got somebody that's literally talking about affirmations and changing your identity. You got somebody that just made a album that became an ELA curriculum that we took around the nation. You gonna say people are out rapping him? That's not fair to us, bro. That's just honest.
I can understand that. I can understand your point. On the flip side of it, I still think that's still a focus on industry, because I feel like Killer Leon had a very specific focus.
It's focus on truth, bro. It's not industry. It's like it's narrative versus truth.
I understand what you're saying when it comes to lyrics.
No. I understand what you're saying when it's like, hey, they're not out rapping us in terms of lyrics, but I don't know if he was saying like, oh, these are the most lyrical people, or it's like these are the people that are getting the most shine right now. Which I feel like that is a constant conversation that comes up in hip hop, male, female, regardless, because it is a thing where it's like, hey, it's kind of like when the drug dealers came into hip hop, you had people out here that is like, hey, dog, we rapping over here, and you're going over with these ones because they are more popular. There is always going to be this balance of who's getting the popularity and who is not. And so that's the kind of thing where it's like, yo, there are, and it doesn't have to be, not even there are certain aspects of like when I look at, even if let's pull the drug dealing aside because it can reverse. There's a certain thing where I'm like, when I look at the Griseldas and the Pusha T's and things like that, they're going to sell a certain amount. And it's like, dog, they really spitting. We see them. but they not necessarily over here getting what this way more popular brand gets because people are like, oh yeah, we pay attention to this one more.
But is that marketing or is that rapping? Is that I want to put
marketing.
Exactly.
That is marketing.
And when you thinking about on that level, you know what I'm saying? On that level, there's bigger agendas here.
Yes.
Let's keep it above.
Yes, absolutely.
It's bigger agendas here. So it's like that ain't got nothing to do with rapping. And so again, like I said, if we're having a conversation, if you're gonna put that out and I'm a part of the artist community, I'm gonna say something. I'm a part of the artist community that you saying these people are out rapping. I'm like, okay, I seen Mona Leo 2 days later. Mona Leo worked with Yobi Yobes, who worked with me for years. That's my bro. You know what I'm saying? I'm proud of him. I'm proud of them being on the road and having success. She saw that. You know what I'm saying? And I seen her two days later, you know, dabbed her up, all of that. You know what I'm saying? Had a great conversation with her, whatever. That's why I say I'm the bro that's gonna really show love, but I'm gonna be honest too.
Okay.
I want you to succeed, but the truth is the truth. And you're not finna put narrative out when I'm somebody that stand for truth. I'm gonna, even if I'm just this one small speckle, if I'm this one small speckle in a room full of people that care about narrative, I don't care. I'm gonna tell the truth. No, they're not out rapping, but they are getting a lot more opportunities because they fit the narrative of what the mainstream want to push.
But you could also understand how they might feel like, dog, we're rapping, and you're like, they might feel on the flip side, hey, you kind of diminishing what our skills
because
are.
when you say out rapping, you're diminishing. When you say out rapping, that literally puts people at odds with each other.
Okay.
That's put it in the box of competition.
So your whole thing is like, we're not saying anybody out rapping. We're saying this is marketing.
That's all it is. Because at the end of if you're saying out rapping, what I'm saying is, okay, well, if it ain't marketing and it is out rapping, then tell me the woman that's getting the light that's rapping about stocks like stocks is. Tell me the woman that's rapping about, you know, different things. It seems like it's quite the same.
But do they necessarily have to rap about different things?
That's a factor if you're talking about out rapping.
Because I think about the fact that
hold on, just one thing too. Like, it could be a factor, but I mean, like, even when it comes to like some of our greats, they rap about a lot of the same topics. It was like,
I love Pusha T. He rap about the same thing.
Jay-Z was rapping about girls and drugs.
Yeah, what I'm saying? That's Pusha T, right?
Yeah.
But do Kendrick rap about the same thing as Pusha T?
No.
Okay,
Kendrick
do Drake rap about the same thing as Pusha T?
No.
Okay, now does Tyler the Creator rap about the same thing?
Here.
So that's what I'm saying. It's a dynamic. It's not about one person rapping about different things. Yeah, cool. Like, you may have this one person that stays in this niche of things, but if we take men out of the conversation, right? Yeah. Tierra Whack is one of the best women rappers, period.
Lyricists, yeah.
But in this generation, she does not fit the mainstream narrative. Are we gonna say that there are women out there out rapping her because she doesn't fit that narrative?
True.
That's not fair to her.
But I guess that's my thing, where it's like we're always gonna have that balance of right. Tierra Whack is hands down one of the best rappers, hands down. But also, there's always this balance of like when I think about when we get in the rap conversations, it's like, yo, there's something to be said of reaching the top is not about the skill
at all. For sure.
At a certain point, we just completely take that off the table and be like, oh, this is not about skill. The skill got you to this point, and then marketing and how we position this branding takes you the rest of the way.
Next level.
So it's like, yeah, there are plenty of, I mean, Jean Grae, one of my favorite rappers, hands down. And I hate the fact that Jean Grae is like, now, like, dog, don't mention me in rap at all. Like, because when I was here doing it, y'all did not support me.
Because
y'all didn't support me at all.
Exactly. And the thing is, you don't, if we saying balance, it's not balanced.
It's not balanced at all.
It's not balanced if you don't have somebody like a Buddy that's like, that's BS.
Okay.
And then when Buddy say that's BS, then it's like we going with a narrative of this guy's a hater.
Okay.
That's not balanced.
I feel you.
That's straight up narrative.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, hip hop thrives when there's variety.
Absolutely.
But they are thriving off of brainwashing people.
Yeah.
They are thriving off of, okay, we're going to push this type of people. And this is why people are jaded by the industry.
Yeah.
That's
people
true.
are jaded. So we need.
Everybody sounds the same.
We need a voice.
Yeah.
And a lot of us, people that are lyrical, we're hanging on to every opportunity that we can get because we know that somebody could just come and talk about guns, booty, and all of this different stuff, and then they'll get the opportunity that was right in front of our face.
Yeah.
So I need to say it.
And I think that is the thing, because like you brought up Mona Leo, whose last album kind of pushes it back against what people would necessarily expect from her. And so she's having to deal with, oh, now I got to grow this even more kind of from the beginning. Like, I got to take a step back and grow it because y'all got me messed up, thinking I'm only going to talk about one thing.
Right.
All the
You know what I'm saying? So I have so you're right. There isn't a balance, and diversity, that change up does help, because otherwise things get wiped out. Like if we all get to the point where it's like everybody doing the same thing all the time, then one day everybody go, okay, I don't want to hear that no more.
Right.
And they cut everybody off.
Right now.
And that's kind of what we. So it's like if we get in these rooms, we get on these major platforms, right?
Yeah.
We sit here and we talk about, hip hop is back after the Kendrick and Drake beef, and the good guy won. That's talking about lyrically conscious, but again, that's a one person versus 90% of the industry that
and probably 99%.
Like 90 exactly.
Yeah.
So it's like just think about how that feel on an independent level, bro.
Yeah.
On an independent level, because again, always keep in mind, us as brands, us as artists, we're not just battling against other artists, other brands, we're not battling against musical brands. You go out, you're battling against Chick-fil-A, you're battling against McDonald's, you're battling against it. So I feel like as artists, okay, if you do your thing, you do your thing. But once you put out a narrative and there's nothing to fight against that narrative, then that narrative wins. Mm-hmm. From what I say, it still may be most people saying, I don't care, the females are out rapping this. But guaranteed it's gonna be somebody that's like, he ain't lying. Because I know I'm not lying. I know I'm not lying. I put out 10 years worth of albums that got a different subject matter. And I've seen other artists doing the same thing. I seen Killer Calion. That's why I was taken back as well. Killer Calion put out a project called the Lorraine Motel.
Lorraine Motel.
It's different levels, and it's like, how can you say that?
Yeah.
How can you say that one is doing better than the other at a skill when it's not? You just said it yourself. It has nothing to do with a skill. No. It has something to do with
that's one of the biggest pushbacks that I will have on this is the business of selling an art form. Yeah. It's not the art. It's not the art at all. So it is a thing where it's like the Lorraine Motel is one of my favorite projects from Killer Calion. It is not necessarily the project that I feel is going to get pushed, because pushing a Lorraine Motel is going to take a lot more effort than pushing something that's pushing something that's fun. Mm-hmm. That gonna play in the club, is gonna do this, is gonna do that.
That's why Drake survived. That
is what the industry is built for. Yeah. The industry is built for necessarily that.
The industry is built for that, and it has taken that turn. The thing about it is, no matter what, when it comes to marketing, you're sitting in marketing meetings. You're having the meetings. So it's like they have the capacity to do it.
Oh, because you bring up Kendrick Lamar. Kendrick Lamar has the capacity. His group is fantastic because they're like, oh, we figured out a way to market what we want to market.
It's an agenda. That's just as simple as that. It's an agenda. And so us as artists, we should be honest about that. We shouldn't take the stance of the agenda. We should be honest about that. Even if you like an artist that's pushing that agenda, even if you like her, it shouldn't be, yep, she's out rapping everybody, and that's just what it is.
Yeah, just like that.
That's not true. That's not real. And then when J. Cole dropped, we like, oh, we've been missing this. No, y'all haven't. That's just like what Kendrick said on that song. If y'all did, the Killer Mike would be platinum. That's for real. That's the truth. Y'all say that y'all want something, but then y'all accept this thing 90% of the time and just accept this little bitty thing that they let through. You know what I'm saying? And again, that's the bigger issue. But what I was speaking on and why I speak out is because if you don't have nobody that's speaking up about it, then it's just not going to be spoken up about, and you're going to have people like us that are just people like me that's not willing to be vocal or tell the truth. They're going to get squashed by narratives.
Yeah.
Okay.
And us as a collective, as journalists, as other artists, as media outlets or whatever, it's fair, bro.
DJs,
it's fair to be balanced.
Yeah.
It's not fair for it to just be well, I mean, they are having more success, so I guess they are out rapping. No, that don't mean that.
And that's across the board where you would see people that it's like, I want to try to take it just so we can give other examples too, because it's like there are so many other ways where it's like, oh, this rapper is popular and they have the success, which means they must be the better rapper.
Right.
And I think that in a lot of ways we'll push back against that. Where we'll be like, oh, okay, well, we're watching that go. We're watching the back and forth with T.I. and 50 Cent now, where I think some people forgot that T.I. can rap.
Right.
Some people forgot 50 Cent can rap too.
Right,
But,
for sure. Those are two great MCs.
yeah, but also it's two MCs that also fit into kind of that vein of like they rap about similar topics and they kind of stay on one topic vein. And so it is a thing where it's like we're always trying to strike a balance between like the commercialization and the art.
But are we?
All the time, yes.
No. I'm sorry. Are we as a whole? No, we're usually towards the commercialization.
Right.
We're not. The best food sellers are not the
McDonald's.
best food.
Yeah.
Right.
McDonald's sell
Yeah.
1 billion burgers a day.
Yeah.
Nobody is out here going,
It's not the best
you know
burger
what the
there
best
is.
burger
Right, for sure.
is? The Arch Deluxe.
Yeah, for sure.
Nobody go, hey, man.
Damn,
that's
nigga,
the
that was a deep cut.
The Arch Deluxe.
That
Because
was-
they brought
that
it back.
was
They
a
bring it
deep-
back. You know what I mean?
Deep,
Exactly.
big
But then
bag.
you also have the Yelps of the world
Yeah.
that when you type in best burger in Houston, McDonald's don't come up at all.
Not at all.
You get what I'm saying?
Because we know that it's not. We know it's not. But we also know what we're going to go to commercially and get is probably the quickest one. I know the easiest burger to make is the Arch Deluxe. I think the difficulty
Say
in
Big
creating
Mac.
I'm
Damn,
saying
nigga.
the Arch
Golly,
Deluxe.
what are
I
you
said the
doing?
Arch Deluxe because y'all gonna be
That's a
like the
deep
Arch
cut.
Deluxe. Yeah.
That's a deep
Yeah,
cut,
it's for
dude.
the clips. It's for the clips. Why this man talking about the
Yeah,
Arch
oh
Deluxe?
my
Nobody care about the Arch
God,
Deluxe. Go and look it up. Know your history.
Their biggest
They
flop.
just renaming burgers all the time.
They brought back the Arch Deluxe and renamed
They
it
did bring
something
back the
else.
Arch Deluxe. They bring
Yeah.
it. But the whole point is, okay, so we got the Big Mac.
right.
I know that I know a smash burger take more effort than to make the Big Mac. I know that there are other burgers that
Bun
take
B
more.
makes a better burger.
Absolutely.
That's what I'm saying. So it's like, and I also know that I'm also going to work with the benefit, the negative of if I'm trying to put work into a burger, it's going to take more time. It's going to take more effort. And I know that my customer base is going to be looking at me like, that Arch Deluxe would have been here already. You know what I'm saying? That Arch Deluxe be quick and it'd be like that. But they're like, is it good? And they're like, it's cool.
Yeah.
It's cool. So I think we're
convenient.
always striking a balance between commercialization and the actual art of something. And do we lean more towards the commercialization all the
Definitely.
time? Because the commercialization is easier.
It's convenient.
The commercialization is way easier.
But-
you can play it in more places.
And again, that's why I say so it's two conversations being had here.
Yeah.
Yes, the commercial, that's more talking about the general public.
Yeah.
But when we talk about inside the artist thing, this thing of ours, this family of ours, because we all are in the intellectual property game, no matter if you're making booty shaking music or if you're making conscious hip hop, or if you're making a podcast, you're in an intellectual property business.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? So in this thing of ours, the conversations that we have, I ain't talking about the general public because we just talked about the general public only pretty much eat what they're told to.
If I can preface this like
sheep.
Killer Callion, as a chef that you respect, getting out there and being like, hey dog, the Big Mac is better than all the burgers out right now.
Right.
And you're like,
Right.
hey man, the Big Mac is a fantastic sell.
Right.
However, you can't say you can't say that everybody being a better chef than all of us.
Right. Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. You can't. Yeah, exactly. That's.
I mean, I understand.
That's the entire point. And if nobody's
Big Mac instead of Archer Lux for the people out there. You know what I'm saying?
But it makes sense too, because even from your perspective, I always tell people if somebody sells records, they'd be like, "Well, such and such sold more records." I go, "So did Vanilla Ice."
right.
Yeah.
And they're like,
Right.
I'm like, yeah.
And that is a
make him
thing.
a better person.
How
better
do
rapper.
you? It's funny because knowing from an industry perspective, that's the other thing too. When you get in here and you start learning things about the industry, you learn different metrics of success.
Right.
And the different metrics of success, there's really only one metric that the public see.
Right.
The public see one thing.
Right.
Hey, and that's why I would always take issue where it's like, y'all are not record executives. Why are y'all looking at first week sales? Why are y'all looking
because
at this?
that's what they've been programmed to do.
Yes, they've been
It's just
absolutely programmed to do it. So when y'all are out here saying like, Doja only did 6,000 first week sales, I was like, did y'all hear that album?
Yeah.
Right.
Did y'all hear that
concert,
album at all?
man.
So we're not focused on the actual like the food being made. We're like, hey, but look at them sales. How do you, as an artist, as a chef,
Right.
stay focused and you're in this arena where I hear you saying things like, dog, I got sink placements that's bigger than this.
Right.
I got this, I got that. In some ways, it kind of goes back to the beginning. Like people can look at you in some ways and be like, oh, you know, like, I don't know if he's doing enough because they don't get a chance to see the behind the scenes.
Yeah, I mean, it's a part of not caring. Like, it's like all of this, even me telling the truth. People might not like it. It might not, rock with me, but it's like, I can live with it. I can live with the checks that be coming through BMI. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, you know what I'm saying? Because it's like, that's a real thing. Yeah. My metric of success is, can I feed my family off of this?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And am I still getting opportunities that are fulfilling to me? You get what I'm saying? That's written in the history book that I'm the first person to ever do a halftime show for the NCAA National Championship.
Yeah,
Me, BuddieRoe.
Not Bun B.
Not Bun B was featuring.
Yeah.
That's BuddieRoe was the first one. That's in the history book. So I don't care if nobody be like, it's in the history books. It happened for real.
Yeah.
I really get these sync placements for real. I really have the relationships that I have for real. Everything is about what it really is for me. So that's my metric of success, reality. Not perception.
Yeah.
It's reality. So it's like...
And so many things are based on perception. A lot of things are based on perception. It's why sometimes we find out our favorite artist is not doing what they're supposed to do. And then we find out an artist that we didn't know nothing about is like, oh, no, they be really out here doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But with you, though, like you have a lot of accolades, more accolades than most people. Is there a part of you that wants that commercial success? You want to end up in white girls' playlist, basically? That's when you're man. When white girls listening to you,
I think I've gotten to the point where I definitely want the maximum amount of success that I can have.
Okay.
I don't really know. I can't say that it looks like that.
I understand.
But yeah, like, I want the maximum amount of people that stream my catalog, the maximum amount of people that buy physical products from me, the maximum amount of people that, but ultimately, I want the maximum amount of people that understand my ideology. You know what I'm saying? The maximum amount of people that understand Avenue Aligned as a brand, maximum amount of people that understand state of course and what that means, that really get it. So it's like, that may look, I've seen it so many times where it's like the people that I'm inspired by, and that yes, I was inspired by these big high up acts for sure. But like, as I started getting mature, like, it's people in the city that I'm more inspired by than a Kendrick Lamar.
Yeah.
I'm more inspired by Les than Kendrick.
Yeah. Oh, Les is
because
awesome.
I'm like, and Les,
incredible.
Les is probably not, Les is not doing the numbers that Kendrick is doing.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, Les has more metrics of success that I respect. Les can actually walk around and be himself and just, and people respect him for his art, his creativity.
Yeah.
And he getting these brand deals or whatever. He may not, he may not
I
get
think that commercialization comes in the latter. I think about, like, for you, it's Les. For me, it's Ali Sadiq.
Okay, fire.
I've been talking about Ali Sadiq for so long that when you start, like, at this point, I like seeing people catch up with artists that we've talked about.
Right.
Whether it's Ken, whether it's Ali, whether like we see people that's like, Doug, we've told you about this person, and I'm not even upset at the fact that now you are getting here.
Right.
But you are getting here, and those people are able to control their fan base.
Right.
Like, it's like, Doug, hey, look. Like, I'm going to put out what I want to put out, how I want to put it out, because that's the only people that are rocking with me.
Yeah, that's
the
what,
rest
that's
of you
what
just
matters.
showed up.
Yeah, for sure. That's what matters. Because at the end of the day, you look at it, let's get honest again. You look at like the big three, right? With that whole debacle, you literally saw how the industry can snatch what they gave you in a moment. That literally, J. Cole literally was big three, all of this, and he backed out for, I feel like, a legitimate reason.
Me too.
He backed out of the beef, and a whole big chunk of people was like, he not big three no more.
Yeah.
How? You just gonna erase all of them 10 years?
Yeah.
But again, whatever they give to you, they can take away from you. They can't take what Currency got. They can't take what Dizzy Wright got. They can't take the people from you.
And I think controlling your fan base, there's a skill to controlling the fan base that you have. It is something that I think we talk about J. Cole. J. Cole, okay, kicked out of Big Three, but this wave right now that J. Cole's on shows that it's like, Doug, I know my fan base.
Right, exactly.
Like the rest of y'all just got here.
For sure.
That's cool. Y'all fall off, y'all fall on. Same thing with Kendrick. Like, my biggest, I told you when we was at that before the beef happened, we went to the last Drake concert. We've seen a few Drake concerts.
Yeah.
When we went to that Drake concert, I was
mediocre.
looking around and I said, hey, we here at the Toyota Center. It is sold out. This is a dangerous fan base to have. Because if things go left, these people will leave you. They are having fun.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
They left you.
And I'm just going to say it. The little white kids and the Hispanic kids, they are having a fantastic time.
Right.
However,
Right.
if things go left for you, they will go, oh, wait a minute. Y'all said this not cool anymore. We're going to take a step back.
Right.
And so now you're left with your core. And of course, Drake has a core fan base. We see them online. We see y'all. Please don't come
Drake's
over.
core fan base.
Please don't come over here, bother, because that's not what I'm saying. But you also saw Kendrick has a core fan base as well.
For sure.
And Kendrick's fan base, Kendrick was already used to as the battle was leading up, it was a thing where I was like, are y'all acting like Kendrick Lamar? Don't rap last like, oh,
Drake put out that
these
song
are fan
first.
bases meeting each other.
Yeah.
These are fan bases meeting each other where they was like, oh, dog, I didn't even know Buddy was doing all that because I don't listen to that. I'm over here. I'm here for club music.
Right.
And you not making the club music that I want to hear. So I've always kind of ignored you.
Right.
Like that kind of thing. And in this climate, there are points where like, if you not on anything that I'm focused on, I just kind of think you don't exist, not realizing, oh, that person got Currency got millions of followers.
Right, exactly.
You do.
If Currency and Larry June and the Alchemist say, hey, we dropping an album, and I was looking up like, is a vinyl coming out?
Right.
I'll pay for it right now, unheard.
Right.
Man.
Unheard because it's Currency.
Yeah,
everybody has their thing. Freddie Gibbs too. He got.
You gotta follow.
No,
you gotta follow
Freddie
where
Gibbs,
this thing take you. Because I had those aspirations at first, but then I looked and I was like, man, look. I mean, that's kind of more of the lane that I'm in. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm literally on albums with Griselda on there. You get what I'm saying? I have relationships with people like Static Selector and you know what I'm saying? Mark Bird, who works with Sci-Hi the Prince. He respects me as an artist.
Friend of the show.
Mark Bird.
Thank God that
shout out Mark.
Dante, drop it.
Shout out Mark. But those are the people that respect me because they get it. Yeah. And at the end of the day, when you're an artist on any level, see, it's certain people that like I like Rolexes, right? And I start liking. It's not a Rolex, but appreciate it.
Nice.
Yeah, appreciate it, dude. But I like Rolexes because of the story. I get it. You know what I'm saying? And it's people that may like something else. It's people that's in this world that's like, why would you spend such and such $1,000 on a Rolex? Because I get it.
Yeah.
And so as an artist, it's about like reprogramming your mind to instead of like, oh, I want the masses. I want the people that get it.
That's it.
I just want the people that get it. And if you get it, then we gonna be sold out every drop. We gonna be sold out every show. We gonna be sold out. You know what I'm saying? Every time we decide to do something, because you get the ideology.
Yeah.
It makes sense too, because I saw that with Tyler the Creator. I mean, when people were not messing with him and he just kept going in that direction, and then look, it blew up. And so just finding your tribe, getting your tribe together, even with you finding your tribe. I know I asked about, just what success basically looks like to you. Do you feel like you're overlooked in the city?
Yes. Yeah, for sure. Absolutely. But again, it's like they may not get it.
I mean, and then the other thing too is like when we talk about finding a tribe, cultivating a tribe, building things up, like you brought up Les. I feel like Les is overlooked. And that's still like, and Les's fan base gets it.
For sure.
Georgie's fan base gets it.
Love Georgie,
but when they, I mean, shit, we got the figure right, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But when they get ready to do anything, seeing, I think the importance of what they are and what a lot of artists are now getting to the fact is like, this is real. Like, I sell a real thing to people.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, Les is like, when I'm dropping stuff, this is a real thing for people.
For real fans.
If y'all want to just get on a list and do, and like, it takes a gradual build, because I think overall it takes time, but eventually, like, every time people line up at that store, or every time people are lining up for anything at Energy Stadium when they're doing a collab, at Toyota Center when they're doing a collab, any kind of collaboration they do, it's not just that their fan base come out. 100, 200, 300, 400 people lining up for something means other people look and they go, why y'all lining up?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I think about the same thing when I see like Quiet Money Dotton, like what he's quietly building, what he's building, where it's like when a bunch of people stand around and they look, then they're like, why are all y'all over here looking at that? And then they just start walking up, like,
and I'm around that.
Looking at.
I'm around that up close. So it's like, just imagine from my perspective of like having an understanding of the industry business wise and all of that. And then having these moments where it's like, I go, pew. And like I always say, I had a lot of moments that I felt like were going to be defining moments. Okay. And like, this would be the moment that, everything just starts snowballing. And it's like, that's not how things work. These defining moments all just, it all works together. It's all a defining moment. It's like, okay, well, you win the H-Town rap battle. Do you stop after that? Do you expect the world to be handed to you after that and then stop? Or do you keep going and keep recording and get the call to do Rap Caviar? Okay, after you do Rap Caviar and you backstage with Maxo and Trill Sammy and Dice at while they like popping for real with Just Watch Out and Gucci Mane and Mike Dean and all of that, I met Chris Paul that night too. You know what I'm saying? Like stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Do you take those things and be like, all right, cool, or do you keep going? That's why the ideology is avenue aligned. All of this stuff happened in order for me to keep going. These are breadcrumbs, you know what I'm saying, to show that this is meant for me. It's not to say that this is the thing, this is not the destination, but sometimes you may need reminders to know that you're on the right path of the destination. And that's how I look at all of those things now. Those are all the reminders that I needed. Like, nah, bro, if I wasn't meant to do this, I wouldn't be performing in front of 73,000 people.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool, though.
Absolutely.
Yeah, what was that feeling like to be in front of 72,000 people?
You know, that's another thing that that's a reminder that I'm supposed to be doing is I just felt like I belonged. From the first time that Bun called me on stage, because when we did Rap Caviar, that was the first time I ever performed. Like, it was a huge jump. So it was like the H-Town rap battle was probably maximum like 200 people in there. You know what I'm saying? That's all it could fit. So like, pause. But but like, you know, we went from 250 to 5,000 at the Reinvention Center.
I'm sorry, what?
Yeah, that was the jump. Like, H-Town rap battle was like 250 people, and then it was Reinvention Center 5,000 people. And I told Dope Beezy when we came to the back, I was like, I knew at that point this was for me because I didn't feel nervous once I was on that stage. I didn't feel nervous at all. I just was like, all right, bet. It's time to do it. I didn't have no, like, it just felt like talking to y'all right now. Yeah. Like, let's make it happen. So all of it's just reminders, man. Every big thing that happens to me is just a reminder, like, stay the course. Keep going. And wherever you end up is where you're supposed to end up. But, you know, just stay affirmative about where you are and always look and see what has already been done.
Can you elaborate on stay the course? Like, what does that mean to you, and why did you make that your saying?
Because it was natural. You know, like, it was really natural. I don't think I was just like, what's the motto gonna be or whatever. But like, once I started saying it, I was like, hold on, like, you know, I think I got something there. Yeah. And I was working with Tristo. Tristo is a great many things. You know, he helped with the show for the NCAA. Like, as far as like producing it, it was me, him, Yobi Yobes, my producer David Ruiz. You know, we kind of like, you know, put the show together, and he's big on branding, and we were just working together, just talking. He was just kind of like picking my brains and making me think about branding on another level, because, you know, most people think about branding like a logo or a color scheme and all that, which those are components. But he made me think about like feeling, like, what do you want people to feel with your brand? How do you feel when you think about your story? What do you think people connect with you the most about? And I feel like it was like understanding that I have a destiny and I have a purpose, and no matter what's in my way, I'm gonna keep going. And that's just, stay the course is just something I always tell myself. And from those conversations, I was like, dang, I think I got a motto. I think I got a, you know, like a slogan or something that, you know, I can put forth as like a mantra that represents the brand of Avenue of Line. And
a mission statement.
Yeah, like a mission statement. And, you know, then Dre hit me with the beat, and it was like, stay the course, the song came about. So
it works.
It works.
Just kept pushing.
Yeah, just keep pushing.
So what's the, I mean, you've got new singles out.
Yeah.
What are we talking about for the new album?
The new album, the new EP.
The new EP. Okay.
It plays like an album.
Yeah.
The new EP, though.
I'm gonna be real with you. I don't know the difference between EPs, LPs, and albums anymore. Now that we're moving out of physical.
But are we?
I think now is the time for. I believe we've been telling artists.
We're moving back into physical.
I told you, like, you got God Body on the new song. I was telling God Body, y'all need to sell physical.
Yeah.
Everybody needs to sell physical.
That's the
all
only.
the
That's
time.
the only way. That's the only way to know who really rocking with your stuff, because that was the indoctrination of, okay, look at these numbers. Okay, so now everybody fighting for these numbers on streaming platforms, and they ain't making nothing. I didn't touch the highest heights, and I didn't been around people that touched even higher heights with millions, and it's like, I'm like, okay, the money that I made from that, I'm like, I done made way more money from sync placements and performances and clothing drops and stuff like that. I've made way more money than that. So when you think about selling a physical product, like when you done been in a situation like me where I wasn't really trying, and I done made like $800 in a night from clothes, it's like, is that the right formula for me to go towards a thing that's not really paying you out too much? So I definitely feel like the lane now is definitely physical. And I don't think now, I just think that's what it is. Like, the people deserve to have something that they can take with them. Like the just thinking about the world on a whole nother level with like Web3 rolling out and stuff like that. Everything is about, and like even the book, like, you know, COVID-19, A Great Reset with Klaus Schwab and everything. You'll own nothing and be happy.
Yeah.
It's like,
That
one
quote
of the
messed me up.
yeah, and it's like we deserve
And
to.
we're seeing it happen.
Yeah.
What for sure?
We're literally everything is a subscription.
Yeah.
Yep. So we deserve
Everything
to
is
own.
subscription.
Subscription to underwear. That's crazy.
We deserve to own
They
our
got
art.
an underwear subscription.
MeUndies. They don't pay us, so never mind. Cut that out. But
Yeah, we deserve to own.
y'all
yeah.
Y'all got a monthly subscription to underwear?
Yeah.
Nah, we got to get back to buying stuff.
I know.
We have to get back to buying actual physical things, supporting each other, and not just some nameless, faceless. Like, y'all have felt like all the corporations, all of them trash. You can't get nothing done.
Right.
You can't do anything. They're not giving you nothing. And again, like,
We got all these apps and they equal cable.
bringing it back to you can't let I don't want every restaurant to be a McDonald's. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
They brought back the Arch Deluxe. It's a joke because it failed. The man's made a failing burger and said, you know what? When everybody forget that burger failed, we're going to bring it back. We're going to bring it back and we're going to
They
make
do that
money.
with- I mean, it's
Not
Walmart.
because the burger's good, but because we can make money off it.
Right.
And we're getting worse and worse stuff.
They're-
And we're paying more money for
They're
it.
branding everything. All the big corporations are winning. Look at Walmart. Like, there's no need for mom and pop shops. The average handyman can't make money because they have all the, like, you can just go down to Home Depot. Never mind. But anyway, blah, blah, blah.
And y'all all out here buying bowls of dip. Chipotle is dip. Like, I'm sorry.
Speaking of that, I feel like that's why the time is now. Like I always tell people, like with Avenue Line and staying the course, like that's not about no rap stuff. I think everybody should do what they're good at. I think everybody should do what their like real purpose is.
What made you say Avenue Line was something that you were good at? What got you there? Avenue Line, your clothing.
Yeah,
also-
I took fashion design in high school.
There we go.
I took fashion design in high school, and I had like a A, like a high A. The fashion design teacher was always like complimenting me on my clothes and stuff. And again, like we were saying earlier, like kind of like drifting into that more mindset of like thinking too deep about certain things. I never wanted to be in a lane of, and no offense to the people, because I respect a lot of people in the fashion. In the high fashion lane, but I never wanted to be considered one of those people that like, oh, you gotta have a drop with the rhinestones all over your stuff
You won't
and
be
everything.
thinking like Kanye.
I mean, what is that? I don't know how Kanye thinks.
Yeah.
So maybe I do, but I don't know. But I just know I don't. It's certain things that I've always strayed away from that I seen was trendy, and I've always like classic things versus like trendy things, and I had to realize that that's an aspect of fashion too, where it's like you have Alexander McQueen and all of that, but then you also like when I go look at Louis Vuitton catalog or like more so a Prada catalog, you look at a Prada catalog, it's more like sleek. It's more like I'm not trying too hard to it's minimal. And that's an aspect of fashion and art too. Negative space, you know what I'm saying? Simplicity, and ideology. And those are things that like my brand kind of stand on. It's like simplicity, ideology, like my ideology stands firm on everything. You know what I'm saying? Color, psychology, and stuff like that. Affirmative things being placed on there, kind of like the anti-Hellstar.
I love that. And it's nice. Well, where can we find you now? Where can everybody find you?
On social media, BuddieRoe 7100, BuddieRoe 7100, and if you want to support the brand, avenuealign.com. That's AVENUEALIGNED.com.
Thank you.
And then wait, we got a little bit of time. We got about a minute or so left. You know what I'm saying? New EP coming out. When do you think that's gonna come out?
We're looking at May 24th. May 24th, it's already done. Executive producer, Razor Sharp Dre. I got the most features I've ever had on this project. And I think musically, it's the best one up to date. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Well, look, we just want to thank you again for being able to show up, and especially now that we're in studio.
For sure.
This is In My Humble Opinion podcast, where the opinions are, what do I say?
The opinions aren't humbled. What the words aren't jumbled.
Look at that. He remembered.
Humble,
I knew exactly what I said. I just wanted to make sure he knew.
You know,
All
I
right.
keep with this stuff. It's branded.
It's branding.
It's branded.
My name's
It's like
Avery.
Deluxe.
Like a very nice guy. That's my brother, Just Devon. We've had BuddieRoe. H-Town. Too sweet.
Go buy an Arch Deluxe. It's trash.
My, Bob Avenue aligned.